Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video with the recently released Marvel Legends Ant-Man Infinite Series Wasp. Yet this ain't no ordinary action figure review, it's an action figure comparison with Toy Biz's version of the Wasp. So as they square off toe to toe and nose to nose, you know how these work. We're going to take a look at the various aspects of each one, comparing sculpt, deco and articulation, then you guys declare a victor of the comparison in the comments below. Toy Biz's Wasp was released way back in 2006 as part of the MODOK Bath wave, which was, as it turned out, to be the very last wave released under the banner of Toy Biz. For its time, it's about as good as Toy Biz's Lady Legends ever got. Fast forward nearly 10 years and Marvel Legends now in the hands of Hasbro, and the female form is something Hasbro have improved on. We've seen it with Black Cat, Spider-Woman, Miss Marvel and now Wasp. They're either nobly correcting history's mistakes or picking easy targets to make themselves look better. Either way, for convenience of a comparison, they've rendered the same costume. Over the years, Wasp has had more costumes than most of us have had hot dinners. Many of them are pretty out there, making her look like if Judy Jetson was a backup dancer for Lady Gaga. So by her standards, this is a simple design, yet in its simplicity, effective. The gold deco on Hasbro's is nicely rendered. Toy Biz's were going for more yellow than gold, but it does have an odd toxic green tint to it. Now I do like to fly the flag for Toy Biz, but here their Wasp is making it hard for me to do that. Maybe if we take a closer look, my tune will change, and no. Even with the hair, Hasbro have sculpted theirs to look like a definite style choice of the character, whereas Toy Biz's looks like her hair is growing back in after chemo. Then when it comes to the wings, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but Hasbro's are superior in appearance and both functionality. Both have a translucence to them, but Hasbro's more so, making the veined structure of them more apparent and better creating that fragile appearance that insect wings have. Toy Biz's don't really transcend being plastic, and in terms of poseability, the wings only swivel around, whereas Hasbro's have a swivel, but are also hinged, moving back and forwards, which really increases the overall poseability of the action figure. Plus, the smaller wings can also be removed if that's a look you prefer. However, a criticism I will level at Hasbro's is that I wish the wings were more inset into her back. Instead, that is inserting them into a protrusion on her back that's a bit ugly and awkward looking. Now looking at articulation, and the heads of each rotate, they both look down, Hasbro slightly more, but then Toy Biz's looks up slightly more. At the shoulders, both their arms rotate and they move up this far, Hasbro's more. It's like she's desperate to ask a question in class. Toy Biz's has upper arm rotation, whereas Hasbro's rotates at the elbow, and Toy Biz's has a double jointed elbow, whereas effectively Hasbro's is only single jointed. Surprisingly, Toy Biz's has no wrist rotation, whereas Hasbro's does. Then they both have wrist hinges moving the hands up and down. Toy Biz's has waist rotation, whereas Hasbro's doesn't, but in lieu of that, Hasbro's rotates at the diaphragm joint, as does Toy Biz's, but then with Toy Biz, it does just rotate there, whereas Hasbro's also moves forward and back. At the hips, the legs move out to the side, Toy Biz's much more, then they both move forward about the same amount, then neither really move back very far. Both have upper leg rotation and double jointed knees. Toy Biz's has lower leg rotation, whereas Hasbro's does not. Then at the ankle, they both have hinges moving the foot backwards and forwards, and while Hasbro's has that awesome ankle rocker pivot, Toy Biz's has no ankle pivot. Disappointing. Not to mention heels that make her a bit of a bitch to stand up. So all things considered, and if you couldn't tell, I'm going with the Hasbro Wasp over the Toy Biz one. I think if to your eyes you think Toy Biz's does stand the test of time, you're going to have to put up a good argument for that in the comments below. In hindsight, as one of Toy Biz's last Marvel Legends, I think you can tell the writing was on the wall for them when you look at her. It's just missing that certain something that made Toy Biz's Marvel Legends special. As for Hasbro, they are purposely redoing Legends such as Wasp because we fans want them redone. They have the benefit of learning from history. That ultimately means in these comparisons I end up heaping praise on Hasbro, but if they really want to hang with the big boys, let's see them try and redo some of Toy Biz's best Marvel Legends. Let's see them make a Hulk as good as Toy Biz's Face Off 2-pack one, huh? Anyway, for a closer look at Bulldozer in a review where I compare him to my very own custom one, click the video on the right. As ever, I sure would appreciate it if you could give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.